Good morning, Watkins Glen. This is the schooner True Love. I'm JD Isles, and this is Hidden Landmark History. Today, I am coming to you from Seneca, of course. We are talking about a boat that has won the toughest race on the East Coast. It was sunk in a hurricane and starred alongside Grace Kelly. The wind is going to be a challenge with the notes today, folks. I know you love watching it. Now, this boat is still taking on passengers out on Seneca Lake every single week. So this is the schooner True Love. 67 feet of wood sail and 100 years of history. So we're not just looking at a boat, we are looking at a century. Now, she didn't start here. She didn't even start as the True Love. In 1925, in Marblehead, Massachusetts, a yachtsman named Elmer Bliss wanted a boat for a very specific purpose. He wanted to win a race, namely the toughest race on the East Coast, which was the Newport to Bermuda. And he hired the best in the business to do it. That designer was John Alden, who coincidentally actually came from Troy, New York. Now, he was already famous for a line of schooners named the Malabars. In 1926, Bliss's Malabar 7 won the Newport to Bermuda. Well, when you have a winning boat, people want copies. You know, people collect them like stamps. So this boat, which was originally called the Venona II, was built in a shipyard up in Wiscasset, Maine. It was actually the third one off the line. So here's where it gets fun. The boat basically could not keep still. It was chartered basically here, there, and everywhere. Changed hands and rigs more times than you could count. In its history, it was a schooner, then a cutter, then a schooner again, and then a yawl. Now, this boat is also a movie star, and it's almost a movie star twice. In 1940, the True Love appeared in The Philadelphia Story. This was with Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant, and Jimmy Stewart. Hepburn's character gets handed the True Love as a wedding present. So it wasn't the actual True Love that would have crushed her. It was actually a model on a table, a highly detailed model. Now, this True Love didn't get its actual debut, where it was actually on camera, until 16 years later. In 1956, this boat was in high society. It was a musical remake with Bing Crosby serenading Grace Kelly right off the deck, the very deck I am standing on. They were under sail in Newport, and Crosby sings the song True Love, which is a Cole Porter song, which was actually written specifically for the movie and was nominated for an Academy Award as Best Original Song. Okay, so then tragedy strikes. In 1960, when it was moored in Stamford, Connecticut, a Category 4 hurricane, Hurricane Donna, tore her loose. She went to the bottom, spent 3 years on the bottom before anybody raised her back up. So she came back from that, 40 years charting the Caribbean under Bill and Sue Beers. There was a restoration in 2003 that got her back to her original 1926 specs. And in 2008, a Watkins Glen couple, Josh and Lisa Navone, went to the islands and brought her up here for her new life on Seneca. Now today, Terry Stewart, give us a wave, Terry. Terry Stewart runs her out of Seneca Harbor, the Harbor Park Pier, 2-hour cruises up past Hector Falls, 22 passengers, about for sails when the wind's right. It's a great way to experience the Seneca Lake Wine Trail. Now, if you like boat history, this coming September, the weekend of the 25th, this boat is having its 100th birthday party. There's going to be a regatta, walking tours, a screening of high society in the park, and actual owners and captains sitting down discussing the boat's history. So there you have it, folks. A century, a hurricane, a Hollywood double life, and she's still tied up right here on our lake. 1,700 sails on Seneca, over 25,000 passengers. I hope you've enjoyed this little excursion. This is Hidden Landmark History. Thank you all for joining me, and smooth sailing. Bye-bye.